Do 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 do. Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Brady Bunch. No, I mean the Tim and Jim Show. I'm Tim Sohn here in an undisclosed location in somewhere in the universe, and I'm so excited to be here for our 2001 prediction show with. Take it away, Jim.
Why, thank you, Tim. I'm Jim Fuse with Fusion Marketing, and we've been working on this all year to get it right because I know Tim's over there, even though is he in the room next to me? We'll never know. That's the beauty of live video. But we're so excited today. We invited some of our friends. They've been on the show at different times here in the past year or so. So we wanted to do some predictions because we did a prediction show last year, if you remember, Tim, and I would hate to see what we predicted because we probably didn't bat very well. But you know what? For your sports analogy for the day, Tim, if you bat 300 in baseball, you're an all-star. So 3 out of 10 is not bad. So I don't know. Maybe we got 3 out of 10. We'll have to go back and look at that.
Maybe, yeah.
We got a lot of guests. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring them on one at a time to ask, we'll get them to introduce themselves and then we'll get in to predictions. Does that sound like a good plan, Tim?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. So our first guest is one of my favorite photographers. We have a couple photographers, but he's still one of my favorites. He's also a Coast Guard veteran, great guy, has his 3rd child on the way. So you know what they've been doing during COVID. And so let's friend George Samonis.
Excuse me. What was my last name?
The man.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said something else.
No.
Hey, everybody.
Great to see you.
I'm George Samonis. I can't go. That was like the best intro of me ever. So I can't do any better. Yeah. 3 kids coming. Well, we have 2 already, but no one's coming. Hey, guys. So good to see you.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, George?
What have I been up to? What have I been up to? That is an excellent question. Just basically like doing. I've been doing pretty much everything, the same things that everybody else has been doing for the last 8 months. So, working, being not really homeschooled, but like, dealing with the kids, dealing with the family and nonstop. Got our COVID bubbles going and they won't pop.
Right?
How you guys been? It's been a minute. Since I've appeared on here.
Pretty cool stuff, right? You're getting ready to do more stuff in the food space, I think.
Yep.
Is that part of the plan?
Yep. So I have a food blog called George Eats Everywhere. Unfortunately, for the last 8 months, George has not eaten anywhere. But I started a podcast. I went 8 episodes deep, and I felt I needed to rework it a little bit. So I've been working with that on my spare time. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more food related content since I can't go out and eat and review restaurants. I'm gonna be doing my own sort of cooking and stuff. Got a whole mess of culinary things for Christmas, including a brand new offset smoker. So I'm gonna be doing some barbecue content. Barbecue is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'll be talking about that. I did end up getting, this is kind of exciting. So a friend of mine, and I'm going to give her a shout out here. It's Sinister Sweets, CIN as in cinnamon, CINISTERSWEETS, Sinister Sweets. My friend Christina, she makes incredible Cinnabons, absolutely delicious. Took some incredible photos of them over Christmas. I ordered her traditional Cinnabons, and they're huge too. They're like giant, massive things. And 4 for one, and then I got a what she calls a mega bun, and that one I was the apple crumb bun, and it was like the best apple pie I've ever had, because it was like cinnamon and apple and just gooey deliciousness. So I'm gonna be writing a blog review of that, and really not much. The review writes itself. It's fantastic. Guys, go check out her Instagram and place some orders. Help some small businesses right now.
Yeah, with some of our other surprise guests there. You've made us all hungry now, George. So thank you.
I'm starving. I didn't eat lunch yet.
So Tim, you want to introduce our next guest?
Yes, absolutely. Our next guest is Brian Schulman of Voice Your Vibe. He does 2 live shows, What's Good Wednesday and Shout Out Saturday. Good friends and collaborators in crime. So let's bring, and his other name is Santa Claus. Let's bring Santa on.
Yes,
Santa.
I know him. I know him. Looking good, George. Congrats on the baby, by the way.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, and thank you for making me incredibly hungry right now. I want mad Cinnabuns.
Sinister Sweets.
It'll keep Santa in form.
That's right, all year long. Be hibernating until next Christmas.
Yeah. So Brian, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Gosh, well, like most, have been quarantined. So I guess first and foremost, I hope everyone's families near and far are staying safe, and I am sending all my positive vibes to each and every one of you. But yes, 2 live shows a week, respectively 139 and 149 episodes of each of my weekly shows, and my super awesome and amazing dear friend over here and producer who has been an awesome, yes, you right there, an awesome partner in crime. Yeah, lots of really cool things happening that kind of just festered on their own. My show was just featured in a #1 best-selling Amazon book. I've actually done a lot of speaking gigs this year, all talking about video and live video and LinkedIn, as everybody knows that I love. And yeah, so it's been a crazy year. Obviously, no traveling, but lots of international speaking digitally. I'm so thankful for technology, because could you imagine if we didn't have technology like this to be able to communicate with one another in the middle of a pandemic?
Now more than ever.
It just
would be horrible.
It really would be. I mean, people feel so alone, and it's hard, right? So I'm really grateful for that, for us to be able to come together and see one another. I mean, the only thing missing is we can't give each other a hug, right? I mean, George, I would hug you right now, but I can't.
Well, you know what though? I did get a Christmas present that might allow hugs.
Oh.
I got the Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah,
I can do virtual hugging.
That's amazing. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy how realistic it is. And I've been doing my Beat Saber and trying to get rid of some of the COVID-19 that I've added.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I'll throw some things at you real quick, because I know we've got a lot of folks coming on the show. So I'm honored to be back with you guys and with all the amazing guests. So pre-pandemic, it was interesting because HubSpot had done a study that said 54% of consumers wanted to see more video content from brands and businesses that they support. And they predicted that video would account for 70% of all mobile traffic by next year. Now, that was pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
I would say, with COVID-19, it's had such an impact on virtually every industry, right, that you can think of. And it's completely changed the way we do everything, right? Look at George, right? Usually he would travel and go to places to eat and do his blogging, but now he has to do that from his kitchen. And he's thinking about new ways to be able to do that, right? Jim's talking about exercising and Oculus and, different ways we learn, right? All our kids have been learning digitally or enjoying cultures in different ways, zoos going online to experience stuff like that. So I think one of the major side effects of the pandemic, being a silver lining of the good, is a rapid adoption of live streaming and online video. Because when that in-person connection or, going to events, which we can't do, is replaced by something like live streaming, it's kind of the next best thing, right? So in these times that we're living in, and this will continue to go on, my prediction is through 2021, people are definitely yearning for connection. They want to connect with people who they can relate with. And I think you will see more and more people taking advantage of pre-recorded and native video, more and more people jumping on live video and taking advantage of the technologies to be seen and heard. Because obviously, if you're not seen and you're not heard, you're not noticed, your business isn't noticed, and people aren't going to be thinking about you. So it is truly the heart of it all that matters. And I think, again, the growth specifically of live streaming as a part of the smart folks, as a part of a brand's heart-centered content marketing strategy, will continue to increase. And I do think it'll be a bigger concentration on LinkedIn. And I do think LinkedIn Live will come out of beta in 2021. So be present is the most important thing, and love other people and show up and give those virtual hugs, even if you don't have the Oculus.
I'd virtual hug the hell out of Jim.
Well, let's bring on our next guest.
On that note,
I'm so excited. I believe he's like one of the top 30 under 30. I think is one thing to say about him. Amazing guy. He loves to talk about social universes. I think that's one of his favorite things. And find Troy everywhere. He's launched a podcast. He's been a busy little man during this time for sure. And Troy, one last thing I'm going to say before I bring you on. Popeyes, where are Troy's biscuits? Troy, great to have you.
Yes, Popeyes.
Hey, Troy.
Hit me up. Where are my biscuits?
Love that chicken.
Hey, fam. How y'all doing?
How little
Great to see you, Troy. So tell us, what have you been up to? I know you've been busy. I see you everywhere.
I think for me, I know everyone else can relate in different ways. 2020 for me has been an incubator where you've been able to eliminate a lot of distractions, a lot of costs, doing a lot of things that maybe you just grew accustomed to out of just schedules and just formalities. And I've had time to really just think about, what does Troy want? What can Troy do that not only makes him happy, but benefits his family and those surrounding him and his community, his connections. And yes, 2020 has also been a very challenging, difficult year for all of us too, and me in particular in a lot of different ways. But I think the great thing about it is like I've had time to just really process. And like you said, do things I never had a chance to do. I always told Troy, you can't do a podcast solo. You got to have an interview. Well, I'm on episode 14 now, and I'm doing just fine. Oh, Troy, you can't do all these different businesses at once. Well, I am. I'm doing it just fine. Troy, you have to be a 100% entrepreneur. Well, I'm a workapreneur, and I'm getting a foundation elsewhere. It's not about labels. We all have our levels of success. I just want everyone to be happy. So I'm just happy to be here.
Amen.
Hey, guys.
Awesome.
Guys.
So is it snowing, Troy, in Chicago?
I found him.
Yes.
He's down there.
Yes. Winter storm. We didn't have snow all December, really. Christmas was fine, dry as a desert. And then poof, I look out and it's like, oh, it's serious out here.
Did you go get your bread and milk?
No, I did not.
Hopefully you got the toilet paper if you could find that, because we only know.
We're good on toilet paper. A mystery of 2020. I can't wait to see the documentary of just 2020 and just you think so much has happened in 2020. I'm like, that happened in 2020? That feels like it was 2 years ago now. So,
right.
But I think
real life movie, right?
Right. And I guess I'll give my little minute on predictions. I think for me, it's going to come down to sociology, psychology, and anthropology. And so for those who don't know, sociology concentrates on society, obviously, while anthropology focuses on culture, which if you've noticed with the Black Lives Matter movement in mid-20, when the summer kind of went kind of nuts and everyone wanted me on their show, the Tuscans is very personal to me, that allowed for us to understand cultures and understand different things. And I think the way marketing is going to go, the way the success of businesses that will be defined moving forward is wrapped around these 3 points of how well you connect and tell your story, active listening, and making these shifts. It's not always about technology. It's not always about platform. People are talking about how TikTok, I don't know, that's for my brand. I'm not so concerned about the actual platform of TikTok, though it's very successful right now. I'm more concerned about the psychology behind it, of what the demand the audience wants. You look at the millennials like me, Gen Z, and those coming behind us. What's keeping us entertained? What do we expect? You apply that to your website. If they are used to endless scroll, make your website an endless scroll. You want to provide the same metrics and connotations that match that experience so you can be relatively, and people can understand where you're coming from. So I think that's where we're going to be seeing more in 2021, more than we've seen right now. And also, I think lastly, just being more human. I know marketers say that for years, but I think this year has proven more than any other year that, you know what? I don't need the check. I need to have my family taken care of. I'd rather be content versus chasing everything and losing so much time with my family. I deserve both. I demand both. And companies are saying, you know what? We need to give more. We need to provide more options than just a salary. We need to provide all these different things. And I think that's where we're going. And I love it.
Awesome.
Tim, did you hear that?
Awesome.
Now more than ever.
Just like that.
Now more than
Now
ever.
more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Is that a word we're not using anymore in 2021? And we outuse that line? Let me know. I don't want to be. I don't want to be canceled.
We'll have to
Stay
come up with
tuned.
something new.
Yeah,
So,
what
Tim,
will I
who's
say
next?
for all of 2021? Yes, next we have Sabrina Cadini, and I'm so excited that Troy was just talking about family because Sabrina believes in this thing called family balance, not family life balance. So excited to have her on. So let's do it. Let's bring Sabrina on. Hey,
Hi
Sabrina.
guys, how are you?
Great to see you, Sabrina.
Hello. Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes, happy holidays, happy almost New Year. How are you doing? What have you been up to, Sabrina?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. First of all, thank you for sharing such great insights. I was nodding backstage. I was like, yes, 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 absolutely. I completely agree with all of you. So yeah, I see a trend here, right? 2020, I mean, is ready to be left behind. And I think we're ready for more mindfulness and giving more value to our time, right? So I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as a life coach, I think I was both a very essential and an optional service provider this year because I had some clients who came to me and I got them. I got new clients because they were trying to make sense of their crazy and completely changed lives. But I also lost some because they either lost their jobs or their income decreased a lot, so they weren't able to afford me any longer. And I was one of those categories that went away from their budget. So again, you know, depending on their priorities at this point. But I've been very busy with some, you know, other things. I'm putting together a course for my life work balance program. And also, as you know, team, I'm still finishing my final touches for my book, which should be published in 2021. So I'm very excited. Yay! So that's something that, yeah, so that is one of my goals in 2021. I really hope it will happen. Well, I am sure it will happen, but I don't know, you know, depending on the timeline, right? So we'll see a little. But other than that, yeah, I've been helping people really make sense of their lives because, as Troy and Brian were saying, I mean, it's been such a difficult and challenging and unique year. So we have to make sure that even though we're living a difficult year and we're entering a certain one, that doesn't mean that we don't need to make plans, right? Life goes on, the show must go on. And so being focused and committed and dedicated and hopeful and, you know, certain that certain things will happen is, I think, very important for us human beings. Human connection was lost, as Brian was saying. And that's something very hard for us as human beings because we're programmed to be social animals. So that was a huge lack for us, and mental health went out of the window, of course. But I think one of the trends for 2021 will be, first of all, the importance of preventative lifestyle approaches so that we can prioritize ourselves as human beings and really find our purpose in life. And also, I think second trend that I believe will be more prominent next year will be, again, being more aware and more mindful about the way we spend our time on our own or with our loved ones, with our friends. So we will prioritize quality over quantity. Time has value, precious value, and we need to make the most out of it. We learned a little this year because of being forced to live and work from home. We realized we have more time to do what we want to do, things that we love to do. So we can find the time. It's not true that we're busy. We can find the time. And so right now we will find ways to become more strategic about this time. So
Awesome. Now, our next guest, and everybody that's here today, is one of the things I love about all you guys and gals is your energy. You're just positive, uplifting people. But this next person, Tim, I think you would agree, sometimes she's off the chain, and she loves helping small businesses and always out there, giving advice. And she cracks me up a lot, whether on Twitter or DM. She's like, "Hey, did you see this or that?" And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So, but we had her on the show earlier this year. We probably should have had her partner in crime with her, but maybe we'll do that in 2021. But let's welcome Linda Ray.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Oh my gosh, it's so great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to this all these esteemed colleagues. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's healthy and safe and strong.
yes.
Yes, thanks for being here, Linda. So how have you been? What have you been up to?
Well, let's see. How much time do we have? Okay.
You have 1 minute.
20. Okay. So 2020 has been, I know this is a family show. Let's just bleep it out. It has been a bleep show, and there's been a lot of learning lessons. Trevor and I had 2 businesses evaporate on March 17th. He's a musician and he was playing in bars and nursing homes. So that was flushed. And then our business financing business, we had about $3.5 million in loans in the pipeline. It's first in goal, third in goal, whatever. We were closing, and then COVID hit and they all went away. So we had to do what a lot of people have been doing, which is the pandemic pivot. And what we did was, not knowing what was going to happen, since the CARES Act was revolving around SBA loans and disaster financing, that was in our wheelhouse. So we said, well, listen, let's just stay relevant. Let's stay top of mind, and let's show up every day with whatever accurate info, factual info that we can parse from the news, and just give it to our clients and update every day. We were updating every single day through all platforms and newsletters and so on. And lo and behold, because gratitude was the word of the year, even though it started out as unstoppable, it became gratitude. We had people who were calling us saying, we tried on our own, we couldn't do it, we got declined, can you help us? We had clients that called and saying, we're not even going to try it on our own, can you help us? And thus began just a nice network of business owners who trusted us and that we had the honor of working with. And it's been what, 9 months, 10 months. We're up to almost 50 clients, and we helped to get a little over $2.5 million in funding for businesses to stay alive and to survive and to just put food on the table and keep the lights on and so on and so forth. So we were really happy about that. I wouldn't be able to do that without my partner in crime, as Jim has alluded to. He has been on the phone for 3 days taking calls from people to just see if we can assist or just run by what their scenario is and how they may not have been able to get money from the SBA and any other source they were entitled to according to the law. And he has been, because he's got 30 plus years as a mortgage lender. So his financing involves loan processing. So we've been very, very grateful for that. And marketing, insurance is in my blood, but marketing is in my soul. So I've just been putting to work all of the things I know about marketing to help get information to clients and business owners alike for the financing in the financing realm. So that's that. And I've been having fun with Brian and Tim and Jim on the Brian, Tim, and Jim Brian show. And I just want to say that I'm also incredibly jealous of George's mic because size matters. Okay.
Oh my!
So I'm glad Megan is not in the room because that just was unfiltered. Sorry about that. Where's the edit? Where's the sound effects? Where are we
It's
going?
okay
All right.
because on
It's
YouTube
okay.
we say we're not for children, so we're okay with it.
Troy's
My
like,
wife's happy with it.
Troy's like, oh my.
So Tim, you want to bring on our next guest?
I'm just gonna drink this
Yes,
can.
our next guest is Nancy Hill, and she's a community concierge, and we've become great friends. And shout out to her blue screen. I love that.
Yes, look at that.
I love Nancy.
Yeah,
Lewis.
right?
I
I
love
like
you. Way down there.
Sharp.
Where are you?
Well,
Where
where'd everybody go?
Hi, Miss
are you guys ready?
Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. Hey there. So thanks so much for having me back in here and with all of you guys, ladies, gents, figments of my imagination and all of that. And it's been a great year and a crazy year and a horrible year, all wrapped in one. How bizarre, right? Amidst some tragedies, and we've also seen some amazing beauty come out of it. And I never would have predicted this, as you said, for 2020. I don't even know when I was on your show last, but surely I was in a different frame of mind. It was like, all is good. We're doing great. We're doing social media marketing world, and got on a plane and the world shut down. So I wondered if I had anything to do with shutting the world down. And then I saw the news and realized it was something bigger than me. So good to know. Good to know.
Yes.
Go ahead, ask me anything.
Ask me something.
I don't have a big
have
one
the,
like George, but I have a big ball.
Is that the snowball? I think she has the snowball.
I don't think you two should be next to each other down there. I'm not sure.
Well, we might split them up later. We'll see. We
Oh
can
my
do
gosh.
Hey,
that.
hey,
So
hey,
Nancy,
check it out.
Nancy,
I'm
Nancy, tell everyone
Dandruff on
what you've
on
been.
Brian.
What's that?
I'm dropping
Snow.
dandruff on Brian.
Oh,
Jeez.
shout out to the dandruff.
Let's know.
Welcome
Let
to the
it-
dandruff show.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So Nancy, tell everybody about what you've been doing Monday to Friday for the last 9 months in the morning.
Do you want everybody to know, or
We
I thought that was just
Apparently he
Ireland.
does. We are on live video.
Yes, everybody
Okay.
wants to know.
are on live video.
Oh,
Nobody's
that
watching.
that one. All right. I
Yeah, this
understand
isn't
now.
a Zoom, so we're
Oh.
actually.
Thank you for that. I'm not sure. Sometimes I get very confused. I'm still new to this live streaming thing. So yes, Monday through Friday, I'm doing this Mornings with the Moose. It's just a gathering, right? I just started it in a private space, private group, because it came to me. I realized that when we got hit with this C-19, because I don't even want to call it anything else, it's now C-19, right? So we were all missing the normal stuff, the normal stupid stuff that we do every day, right? It was mindless stuff. We get up, we get dressed, we go to work, whatever we do, however we transport ourselves or teleport ourselves, and we stop off at a coffee shop. We get a cup of coffee, maybe, or a smoothie. I don't know what you're drinking, but maybe you stop and get that. But if you're like me, I may not have a conversation with people, but I'm always listening in. I'm like waiting. Yep. And if you're in New York, waiting online, but where I live in New Hampshire, we're waiting in line, and, waiting in line, and you can just listen into conversations on the side. And then every day it's the same people, right? You saw the same guy with his same jacket, and you're like, oh, there he is. It's like there was a routine, and then those people weren't there anymore. And am I supposed to get dressed? What am I supposed to do? I don't even know what I'm doing. So I decided to launch this every morning. It's Mornings with the Moose, because my little avatar guy that hangs around with me is my Bullwinkle. And we just have a conversation. And the rule was, you have to come in as yourself. You have to be your you. Like, everybody has a label. Maybe you're a sister, a brother, a father, uncle, salesperson, marketer. I don't know, whatever it is that you put on top of your label. but there's a you under there, right? So if my thought was if we could just meet as the we that we are, the weeple that we are, that we could get to know each other. And I know the human word is just so used and overused, but be human, but really be the person that you are. And the thing that I was discovering was that some people were afraid to take off the sign. Some people were afraid to take off that jacket that said, this is what I do. This is who I am. And when they started to let it go and just be, you mean I'm more than this? That's right. I forgot. I've been so busy online presenting myself or in places presenting myself as this title that I forgot that I'm actually me underneath it all. I'm actually pretty fun and likable. And that's been very attractive within the group. I mean, Tim has always taken off his jacket and we tell him put it back on, but that's another story. But we love it. And Tim's been...
Nancy, don't give away all the secrets.
or all your clothes either.
Yeah. And then on Fridays, we bring it out into the public world because we thought, well, maybe other people might want to see what goes on at 7:30 in the morning Eastern time. But apparently the West Coast is not interested in a 4:30 wake up. I don't know why.
No,
Seriously,
we're not.
We got people.
Yeah, I'm not interested
I was
in
up
a
at 4:30 today,
wake up,
though.
and I'm on the East Coast.
So yeah. Next, do you want to ask me a question, Tim? Go ahead, ask me something.
Yeah. So what is your
opinion on squirrels?
Look, it's Santa.
Santa's there with Linda. What's another Santa?
Oh
Dude,
my God.
I swear, for a second, I thought that was Steve Dotto.
Shave like nobody's business. Oh my gosh.
Like,
It's
coming
just,
in.
he doesn't.
It's alive.
It's alive. He doesn't care. That's the most beautiful thing. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Nancy. So what do you think is
Real.
the future of I don't know, live streaming or anything? What is the future of the future
Well,
in 2021?
Future of Nancy.
let me rub my crystal ball. I can tell you this, that speaking from a squirrel sense, honestly, y'all have touched on things that I just felt my prediction for the future. My prediction, and Nancy says, according to the Moose, we're headed in that direction. One of the things you all touched on pieces of what I was thinking about was because of where we're at right now in 2020, because maybe somebody was watching this in like June of 2021 and like, what are they talking about? Because the rerun's going to be so darn good. People are going to watch this like for years to come. Just know this. And what we all realize is we've been talking about using video. We've been talking about using, your selfies or just doing stuff live. And people have been so resistant to it. Like, I don't want to be on camera. And well, now you had to do it. So people were now stepping forward and being brave enough to either maybe get on those Zoom calls or get on, a StreamYard thing or an OBS, and they're like never heard of it before in their lives. And so that's been great because now that barrier is gone. And it all comes back to the human piece, because a lot of reasons why people weren't going onto camera is because they had this whole thing. I don't look right. I don't sound right. It's like, look, it's like fly or fall here. And so we've gotten past that little barrier, which I think is great because that's one step closer to being the human that you are, the person that you are. And then I also think the other thing is that we've always been hungry for connection. That's what humans are made of. That's what we are. We're designed to connect. We're designed to serve and be served. It's a reciprocal thing. We're not supposed to be, celluloid things that exist someplace that people look at and say, ooh, although, no, anyhow. And so if we can create those connections and have them as a real person and then bring it forward and realize that your businesses are connected, this is where I think this year is going to go into that whole space of like, the face of a business. People are going to let go of all that feeling of, I'll use all the buzzwords, but the lack mentality, right? That I have to hang on to this because if I don't, I'm going to lose this job, this opportunity, this anything. But really, once you get to know each other, you'll share each other's jobs. This one, I'm not really suited for you. My personality might be not what you're looking for, but I do know somebody that's exactly what you might want. So being able to trade that off and not having that fear of, well, they're going to take all my business, but now you got to know each other as people, so it doesn't feel like that anymore.
Amazing.
That's my prediction.
Yes.
That's a
Love
great
you.
one.
Amen.
So we're now going to bring on another photographer friend of ours that Tim, I think he took your class and he really went from being behind the camera to being in front of the camera. And Stefan Kaplan is an amazing guy. He does some amazing shows now where he's interviewing people from all over the world. And I think he's I think all of us here, right? That's the thing that I admire about everybody is we've all pushed forward despite the obstacles that have been thrown in front of us since March of this past year. So let's welcome Stefan and see how he's doing today.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Stefan.
I have to say hi to George up there.
Hey.
Oh man, you guys, this is a tough crowd to follow, man. I mean,
it's really not.
I was backstage like this half the time from some of those predictions and remarks, man. I had to cool off in the room here.
Yes. So Stefan, what have you been up to? What's going on?
Oh man, I've just been dealing with more 2020 tech stuff this morning, man. I mean, here I am surrounded by all this fancy equipment, and I'm on my Samsung S10 right now. I just can't. I mean, I can't beat the tech gremlins lately, man. Every other day, it's something. But it's one thing that it teaches you is perseverance. Because you just can't control 2020, man. 2020 has just like been a steamroller,
It has. So, Stefan, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your show, Stefan?
Yeah, well, I mean, wow, what a year it's been. I mean, first of all, thanks for the build-up, Jim. You're a great guy yourself, and we always thank you for all your service and everything you did as a Marine. And everything else, and it's just been a wild year. I mean, when the pandemic hit, I got into the live streaming game too, and I decided, hey, what was I going to do? I wanted to do a show, but I didn't want it to just be another show. I wanted it to be something special. And yeah, I know no hat today, Cherie. I just actually went without a hat. I finally actually got my hair done right.
Breaking news.
I think it's been 10 months of wearing hats. I'm kind of sick of it. So I'm going to try to style my hair more now.
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Just like that.
But I decided when the pandemic hit that, I was going to jump into this live streaming game because I always wanted to get into broadcasting. And StreamYard was such an unbelievable platform that I really wanted to hone my skills, and I did. So I took all of my journalism background, my photojournalism, my tech skills, my networking passion, all that, and I just weaved it all together. And I said, I'm going to step out from behind the scenes here because, photographers like to be behind the camera. And I'm going to pretty much reach out and try to help the photo community at large. And I'm going to put together a show that's going to spotlight photographers every week from around the world. And I'm going to interview somebody every week, and sometimes more than one person. And I'm going to let them tell their story, show their work, put together some great imagery every week, and get it out there. And I've really we've been building a great special community. Together with the help of my co-producer, Jonathan Borstein, who's a wonderful, wonderful, all around, as we call him, a flaneur with attitude. For those of you who don't know, Jonathan walks the streets a lot, and he's a great writer and journalist and everything, and he's really well traveled. So I brought him on to help me co-produce the show. Because when I first started the show, I called it a show that was about social media and photography. That really wasn't working. What it really was about was sharing photographers' work and letting them tell their journeys. So that's what the show is about. Social media is a part of everything. So I didn't need to go bringing in the social media angle. It's about storytelling. I mean, that's where it's at. As Brian knows, as Jim knows, as George knows, as everybody knows, Troy, everybody, it's all about connecting and storytelling. And there's no more powerful force than telling great stories.
Can I, I'm sorry, Stefan, you sound really familiar. Stefan and I have not met before. I've heard the name, but we have actually not met. Are you a paisan? Are you from the city? Are we?
Am I a paisan? I'm a mutt.
No, well, I mean, I don't mean that in the Italian sense. I mean, are you in the boroughs?
Well, I grew up in Greenwich Village and in the city, and then I moved up to the burbs about 10 years ago. I was banished to the burbs.
Hey,
What
big
burbs?
side
Where
Queens,
burbs?
baby.
Where exactly?
And I am currently in Nassau County.
Yeah, I'll never be able to hide my Manhattan accent, man. Never. It's never going to happen, and I would never do it. You know, to this day, I'm a city boy at heart. Always will be. And it's part of you. It's part of your DNA when you live in the city for 30 plus years. You know.
Jim, you didn't tell me you were having another New Yorker on. This is awesome. We need more.
You know, every once in a while,
I'm from the burbs, though. I'm from the burbs,
Right.
Westchester County.
Wow.
But you know, the real special thing is now growing this community the way you guys do too, and really connecting all the dots. I'm all about connecting the dots. I was on a thing yesterday where I was part of a focus group trying to help people come up with this new way of connecting groups and institutions together. And while I was in the focus group, anybody who was on screen, I was connecting with on LinkedIn. By the time we were done, everybody was like, Stefan connected with everybody on LinkedIn already. I don't wait. I just connect with people, because what's the worst thing that's going to happen is that you may not connect with them and may not stay in touch with them all the time. But the bottom line is that sooner or later, there may be some sort of collaborative thing, human connection, whatever it is. And we're all just people trying to help each other right now. That's all I'm about right now, is helping people. If the past 4 years haven't shown us what not being proactive and helping people, how important it is, then I don't know what's going to teach us. You know,
Absolutely.
our friend Tim McDonald went public with his battle for stage 4 cancer right now. So I've been, for the past 2 weeks, I've been fundraising, selling all my photos. Every penny I can raise is going to Tim, because God help him and God help us all. We've got enough on our plates. Could you imagine having to battle stage 4 cancer during a pandemic on top of everything else? So that's I predict
Tragic.
I predict and I hope. Well, hopefully it won't be tragic. Hopefully he'll make it through it. And thanks to you, Linda, and other people for all contributing. You know, I really appreciate it. Tim appreciates it. I think that's where it's going to be at in 2021, in my opinion, is giving back and not just sitting behind the scenes. And I love thoughts and prayers. Don't get me wrong, everybody. I give lots of thoughts and prayers and positive vibes out there, but we've got to step above all that, and we've got to act. We've got to act.
Yep.
Truth.
Absolutely.
Voice your vibe, Stephen.
So Tim, we have one more guest to introduce. Would you like to?
Who could
Have
it be?
the honor.
Do you guys have any guesses who the guest could
Oh
be?
my gosh. Is it someone I
Yes,
like?
baby.
Because if it's not, I
Who
want
doesn't
to
like them?
leave.
Way to give it away. It's a she. Who else? Who could it be?
She looks pink giraffe.
Yes. It's Veronica Jeans, the e-commerce queen and
Whoa.
lover of giraffes. Let's bring her on.
Da, 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 da,
Yes,
da.
Veronica.
Hey, how are you guys doing? This is so awesome.
Brian.
Yes,
We're
baby.
great. How are you?
Brian,
And,
wow.
and Molly.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Great. That's great, man.
Oh my goodness.
If you
Wait,
have a
we're
pain
ready to go. Hold on.
Molly.
There is. So thanks for inviting me. I'm so excited. All these absolutely awesome people on the show, right?
Yes.
And hasn't it been an amazing year? I know things have been happening. Do I have an echo?
No.
We
Okay.
can hear you fine.
We love hearing you all the times.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to do some dancing soon. But anyway. So what so I have just come out of my workshop and been telling am conversing with some of my clients and saying how amazing this year has been. It's been bad for some people. We've lost people. We've not been able to do what we need to do. We're extremely tired of all this BS, right? But it has still been an amazing year because here we are, right? Communicating with each other and doing things differently, right? Right?
Yes, together.
Together, yes. Yes, exactly. So what
I almost want to sing, but you don't really want that to happen. But I feel like there's a Together song here somewhere. But
Happy together. Take it away, Linda Ray.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if you do not want me singing, it will just scare everyone away.
I don't sing very well.
I think Troy's got lungs.
I was in church choir because I'm
Troy
from
can bring it down.
Namibia originally, and I was in boarding school. So to get out of boarding school, I joined the church choir. Anything to get out of boarding school.
Nice.
One
Are you
chick.
going to sing for us?
No,
I was just going to say that. She said no. That was very quick.
No. Here's the story. There was one chick who was very, very bad, and I think it was me. I thought I blamed my friend.
No.
Never.
Yeah, Veronica Jeans. No, say it isn't so.
It isn't so.
Terrible. I know. But one of my things I want to do is this year I promised to learn Spanish.
Muy bueno.
Sí.
Yeah.
Muy bueno.
Right?
Taco Bell.
Buenos tacos.
Something, one extra word a day, something new. You got to do something new, right?
That's right.
And then,
Yes.
and maybe not this year, maybe next year, I'm going to go to singing lessons. How's that? Right? You got to do something.
Are you going to do them live?
You can come practice on our show. We'll add it to social distancing.
I don't think so. Oh my God! She's so bad. Oh my Lord! Actually, I might
Just singing.
We'll play with that.
I know.
Well, Tim can play his organ and you can sing.
Oh,
Yes.
don't make me go there. Don't make me
And we'll
go
wear
there.
his cardigan. And everything.
Yes, I know, right? He's amazing.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get a word from our sponsor StreamYard, and when we come back, we're gonna get into like everybody giving some predictions to kind of help people to think about things for next year, because they're predictions. Some will be a 50-50 chance it might happen, maybe some worse, better.
Who knows?
So, but before we go to the StreamYard thing, I want to give you guys all a little laugh here.
There we go.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
To get ready to do the Tim. And so now we'll hear from StreamYard, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
Woo!
Let's do the Tim.
Yes.
And we're back.
Is it we just move our fingers from left to
Yes.
right, or do we have to
So
like,
I'm adding
do more
like
like a
some
wiggle?
swing
So
to it.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to make sure
No,
I'm
you
getting
got
the
it.
formation
The
right.
Tim was discovered on on my show, and we were social distancing. I'm like, Tim, dance, and he starts doing this. I'm like, okay. And every time he shows up, he's doing this, and we named it the Tim. So this is the Tim.
Yes.
All right.
Well, and we had a suggestion earlier that we could rename it the pandemic pivot.
There you go.
There
You're
you
not
go.
suggesting.
There you go.
All right, so
Are we live? What's going on? What?
we're still live.
We're still live. We're still live.
So,
When's the
so
holiday
Tim,
show?
Tim, we're going to put you on the spot first.
All right.
Tell us your prediction for 2021.
I think 2021 is going to be a really interesting year. I think it's going to be a year of transition. I think people are going to, especially businesses, are going to really either embrace online or maybe they'll be, they'll embrace online, but they'll also do some hybrid things, or some businesses will just go back to the old way. And then if there's ever a pandemic again, they'll be screwed. But I think, I think it'll be a really interesting year. I think people are really going to embrace online more, or they're not.
Okay.
And shout out to all the laughter.
Shout out to you, just said the word screwed. Wow.
It is our TV show.
Tim's using bad words. Oh my God.
George, what are your thoughts?
Yes. Speaking of the microphone.
Well, yeah. Hello. I think so. Because apparently my mic size is intimidating to some people.
I like it.
So here, I'll, just the tip. Is that all right?
You just totally took it to a whole new level, my friend.
Is the show over yet?
All right. So,
Show it all. It's all out now.
so I think it's been said a couple of times. I think the humanizing aspect of marketing is what's most important. The companies who are doing marketing right are going to be fine. I think a lot of people don't know this, because I've done a very good job at making myself known as a photographer, but I became a photographer because of my background in marketing. So with regards to marketing philosophy, lots of speakers and people in general talk about being more human, but don't actually know how to practice. Aren't actually practitioners of being human, even though we all are human. I think the ways of doing that better is to be more genuine and upfront, get out from behind your logo. Here we are, on a live stream. I think in 2021, January 1st is going to come around, is here in a couple days, and it's not like boom, 2021 pandemic's over. It's not. That's not. We're all hoping and excited for 21, but we're still going to be exhibiting some of the same issues, the same practices that have been going on for the last 8 months. And being upfront with your audiences and live streaming is going to be huge. It's going to continue to grow. Companies like StreamYard are doing a great job at pushing the technologies to be able to multicast on different social platforms, and add more features to your ability to broadcast. Things like podcasting. Podcasting has been huge for a long time, but it's like almost as if people are starting to rediscover it, I suppose. I think that, and you can see that with the craze of what's Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yes.
Everyone, it's an audio app that's for Apple people only. Droid. But yeah, so you'll see that, like, people who are able to adopt a more me forward marketing plan, as opposed to here's my brand, here's my logo, this is what we stand for, I think are going to be fine. And to sort of parrot what Tim was saying, the ones who were not set for this pandemic aren't going to do well. Right, Tim? What'd you say? Screw them? Something like that? They could go to hell? Is that what you said?
I said the ones who don't embrace online and live streaming in 2021, they're going to be.
That's the heavy hitting Pennsylvanian attitude right there. You don't know.
Yeah.
These northern Pennsylvanian people, they're dirty
in the woods.
They're dirty.
Yeah.
Bears in the
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Just like that.
Let's leave that in 20 also. Now more than ever.
Let's get all the now more than ever's out now.
Just like that.
Apparently I went totally out of turn and gave my predictions earlier, so I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. But I will say, like, one of the things that I made a conscious effort during this pandemic to do was find ways to stand up and bring people together. And yes, created some things like social distancing and adding fun filters to the show. Thankful to Snap for things like that, and our friend Stephanie Liu, who introduced us to the integration of that and the live streaming technology. and bringing more fun and happiness and light and laughter and levity in a time when it's a complete shitstorm, for the lack of a better way of putting it, right? I mean, since Tim's dropping bombs, I might as well.
Man, all these words today.
I know. I took it out of your Tim's dictionary. Is launching in 2021. You can buy it soon on the Tim and Jim show.
I think everybody needs to drop one big word this show.
Yes. So I think, my big word is going to be fun. The more people that bring fun to 2021, I think the happier we will begin to be, because I can tell you from experience, we have had people come on Shout Out Saturday Live and What's Good Wednesday Live that are in complete depressions or have been quarantined for 7 days and come and say, this is the first time I've been happy. Like, thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for making me not think about this crazy world we're living in, right? And I think everyone has said it in different ways where, look, before the job, the role, the title, the company, the brand, we're all humans with a heartbeat. And I always say incredible things happen when we come together, and community is everything. I think that's something else that we've learned in the last 8 months, is how coming together can truly change everything in a way. When we're not able to come together in person, we can come together in other ways. So I just to kind of round those things out, yes, live streaming will be more prevalent. Yes, podcasting has been kind of rediscovered in a way that people haven't seen before. And yes, I absolutely agree with you, Troy, that if you don't show up, you're not going to be here anymore. We've seen that, 50% of the businesses in America that have dissipated are not coming back. So show up and build community and shine your light on others and be human. And remember, that's the most important part. And get comfortable being uncomfortable, get vulnerable, and you will relate to more people than you can imagine. And so will your brand.
Awesome.
I can't get up my belly.
Troy. Good to have you
I'm
back here.
Change the pace and tone slightly and echo everybody. I think my word is truth. I think that capitalizes everything that will be said in the future, and that hasn't been said, because 2020 is realizing that a lot of us have been living in facades. We've been living under, as many have echoed, under labels of identities that are of us, but not our social universe. Our social universe is a composite of all these different things that makes you me. Some people may see me, they know me as a marketer. Some other people may see me, know me as a growth strategist. Some people may see me as a speaker, as a Black person, as a husband, as a son. Whatever you see me as, I'm all of those things. And so I think 2020 has allowed us to reflect and realize, you know what? I can push myself in various bubbles to not only grow my business, but to have a more fulfilling life. What is it for us to make millions of dollars and we're not living a fulfilled life? We're not happy. I think 2020 has forced us in this cocoon to see, you know what? I don't want to settle. I don't have to. I don't need to. I don't need to be one of the boys. I don't need to be corporate talk to not only have enough money to make for my family, but to be in a place where I'm happy and content with my life. And I think that whole thing is what we're carrying on into corporate America, into entrepreneurship, into marketing, and doing things like this now, is that we're being truthful with ourselves, being truthful with our audience. And there's no more this, though we're looking through this screen, I want to make sure that when we're talking, you feel something, you get something, and we're just keeping it real. We can call it whatever we want, be human, relationship marketing, put whatever, I don't care, whatever the word is for 2021. At the end of the day, it's about just being truthful and just being real. And however you come across, if you have to say it a certain way, dress a certain way, showcase, whatever it is, I think now we're able to accept that more, and we're not shunning it where you have to fit in a box to make it work. Now we can shine as bright as we want and make the money that we need, live the life that we want, and never settle. Where you can be a mom of 3, have your baby here, and still run a company on live like it's nothing. There's no more of this, shyness anymore. We can be real and live our truth. And I think that right there is what we're going to carry into 2021 and beyond. I hope we do. I hope we've learned from these lessons. There's many lives lost, many challenges, whether you're political affiliations or not. At the end of the day, like you said, Brian, we're a human with a heartbeat. We just want to live and be happy. Let's all just be happy and help each other get happiness.
Amen.
Gotta
Tim, play the song. Play the song, Tim.
Gotta love hearing Troy speak.
That was awesome. Sabrina.
Yes to everything you guys said. I love these predictions. Well, you know that I'm big with health, well-being, wellness. So my prediction for 2021 is definitely based on my expertise, which is life coaching. And so I believe that when you take care of yourself before everything, and you are in harmony with yourself, you can take care of others and achieve anything you desire in your life and in your career. So I think 2020 taught us this, that we need to prioritize ourselves and think about ourselves a little more. So I'm repeating myself, from what I said at the beginning, but I think that people will realize there's this importance to prioritize themselves as human beings, optimize their body and brain, and really find their true purpose in life. So be more, be better, do less, because we're human beings, not human doings, right? And so I think people will try to get to know more about ways to strengthen their immune system, from food to fitness classes, sleep tracking, stress management, self-care, genetic testing, biohacking. These are big words, but there are so many options today thanks to technology that will provide customized solutions. And since we're all different and we all have different needs and we need a different approach, because a cookie cutter strategy doesn't really work to optimize your well-being, when you get these customized solutions for you, you will increase your physical strength, your focus, your clarity, your energy, your productivity, your cognitive performance, and you really will be optimized and you can achieve anything you want in life. So 2021, here we come. We are so ready for you.
Awesome. Linda, you're on the spot.
I'm on the spot. So I just want to say how I really love everything everyone has said thus far. A lot of fantastic words: fun, family, feeling, self-care, harmony. Unfortunately, I'm coming from a different place. Okay. I'm coming from a financial place, and we have seen businesses failing. And I want to kind of, I want to let people know that there has to be more prioritizing, and there has to be more proactivity with your business. We've gotten uncomfortable. So be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable and continue being uncomfortable with the things you have to do in your business. Otherwise, more businesses are going to close. The prediction I have is somewhat dismal, because we see credit reports and we have to underwrite financing. There are many people whose credit scores are going to suffer, which means future could be grim with financing that could help them with their business. So I just say, for prediction wise, all the things that people are looking at to be healthy with food and fitness and all of that, please take some time and go through the things that you don't normally do with your business. And collect valuable, trusted resources with people who you can talk through with things you don't really know much about. We have our strengths and we leverage that, and we have our weaknesses. We must delegate more with those weaknesses if we want our businesses to thrive beyond COVID. There's surviving, and then there's thriving. And I think that there are just too many businesses that have been complacent and sedentary, and it needs to stop if you have a valuable business and you have people who are relying on your business. And just like all the marketing experts, if you're not marketing, you're doing a disservice with not sharing your message and people that need your services. If you don't start with your books and your financials, I'm telling you, because people are going to rely on getting money, and the SBA, they're underwriting loans. I could go on and I won't. Please just be proactive and prioritize your finances and get some valuable, trusted resources to help you.
That is so powerful and so important that we all think of those things. So Nancy, tell us something that's not blue as in sad. Tell us, because blue's my favorite color, but let's see what the moose in your yard has told you to tell us for next year.
Yes, I've tapped into the power of the moose, and that's what drew me to hurry up and grab my blue screen because I said, one thing I want to do is impress one of the hosts of this show. The other one I can't. I've tried. I can't do much with Tim, so I'm working on you, Jim. So I just thank you. So everyone, do the Tim. Oh, there we go. I love it. So I can tap into what the moose has to say, and honestly, what I see is a lot of what was said already. Of course, as we get down to the bottom of the list, and by the time Veronica gets on, she can just say yeah, everything. But honestly, it's community that we're all craving. It's community that we always need. And what's going to happen here in 2021 is we are going to be looking. So now that we've been able to have people embrace the idea, I think they're embracing it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with it and proclaiming that people have embraced the online space or the video connections as best we can. And so now the next thing is, how do we get what we used to have, which was everything was in person, and I rejected the online video, and how do I take that and put it together with what I do know now works? Because as Tim said, you're screwed if you don't. I believe that was his word. George, help me out if I'm wrong. Did I misquote him? I don't think so.
I think he said if you don't embrace technology, then you could go yourself.
Right. So, and what's going to happen is now that you put those two together, it's a new thing. It's new, right? So this is the exciting part. And if you can make it fun, again, if you can make it fun and enjoyable, then what you've taken, if you've taken a piece of what was and put it with the piece of what is and created something totally new. And I'm going to remove the word hybrid from my entire existence when we get into 2021, now more than ever. But as Linda's right, it can be grim what we may be coming into. But here's what's important is she nailed it again by saying it's the connections, right? We make connections and we have a good experience with those connections. Then what you've got is reliable resources that you didn't just lean onto because of a sign that hung out their shop, right? It isn't because they had the flashiest signals or flashiest ads. It's because you connected with somebody. You had an experience with them, and let's keep it clean. It was a good experience. It wasn't anything kinky, but you had an experience with them somewhere in an online space, right? Where you remember them. Like Tim, I can bring this up someday, but Tim stalked me on an airline flight. He was 5 rows behind me, but that's a whole nother story when I didn't know him. But look at what happened from that, Tim.
Yes.
Now
Wow,
more than ever.
I'm learning so much.
Finding those resources and having fun and creating those resources. So, and I'm creating community experiences, for example, when people attend an event or when people sign on to be part of a group of some sort and to be able to connect them to the experience that they're looking for. To me, that's priceless because that's the human connection piece that we all need. And then when all other things are going on that you may feel that something is coming down the road, you can reach into those resources, tap into those tools and spare yourself the pain, as Linda was trying to say, of the grim outlook that could be there if you just walk around willy-nilly thinking that there's some magic wand, which if there is, I'm going to have it first because the moose got it. But if there's a magic wand to make 2021 perfect, it doesn't exist. So you have to do all these things in place of it. So you have to connect. You have to have real connection. You have to allow yourself to be yourself so that you can meet people as themselves. And that's where I'm seeing it.
Awesome. Stefan, you're back.
I'm back.
He didn't run
Back
away.
better than
He
ever.
didn't go.
You guys didn't notice because he was. That's the beauty of this new, how StreamYard lets us do this setup. I really like how we were able to sneak him back in and nobody noticed.
Oh man. So, I was thinking about what everybody said, and I'm going to take a step back here too about live streaming and social media and everything that we've all gotten into here for the past 10 months, jumping into this live streaming game, creating shows like me with my Spin It Social Hour and everything, and just realize that, there's that big word, right? FOMO, right? The fear of missing out on everything. Well, I think FOMO should apply also to live streaming for a lot of people, because I think we have to take a step back and realize that the live streaming game is something that we all have a passion for. but we also have to realize that a lot of people aren't suited for this. They're not built for this. And, most of us are extreme extroverts in many ways, or at least extroverts. And I'm that on steroids, but the bottom line is that I think that we have to take that into account. So we have to try to continue to help people in other social media ways too, and not just always be on point with the live streaming game. And realize that for businesses, small, medium, large, whatever it is, the large businesses can pretty much take care of themselves in a lot of ways, but the smaller and medium-sized brands. But also, I made a few notes here. I love walking the streets. Of course, I've done a lot less of that during the pandemic because of COVID and everything, or sorry, C-19. But the thing is that I used to photograph a lot of street art out there. And 3 things that I photographed in the past several years all now have more rhyme or reason to everything in my life than I've ever photographed. One was a mural that said, "Create magic every day." And I really think we really need to all do that. Something special every day, whether it's doing something special with the live streaming thing, whether it's doing something special with family, whether it's doing something special with friends virtually. The other thing is own your magic. And when I say own your magic, I have another beautiful mural that I photographed one day that says own your magic, because you have to own it and you have to get really good at what you're doing. You have to elevate your skills. You have to immerse yourself in stuff. I did so 24/7 this whole pandemic with live streaming and my Spin It Social Hour. And then finally, the last thing that's the most important thing of all is a photo I took of some kids that wrote down on a sidewalk somewhere with chalk. And I have it up a lot on my Facebook page and other things. I just posted it the other day as a reminder for 2021 is be kinder than necessary. Not just be kind, but be kinder than necessary. Because too many of us, myself included here and there, but not much anymore, judge. A little here, a little there. Drop the judging. Because right now, this world is off kilter. We've got to help it get back on track. And the only way we're going to do that is by being kinder than necessary and helping anybody and everybody out there in any way we can. So drop all the pretenses, drop all the judgment, drop all the whatever, and just look around like Brian, Troy, everybody else has said, and be human. Because, man, it is going to be a tough year. I'm not going to take the conversation down here, but it's going to be a rough road, and we've got to help those in power even and other people realize that everything is connected and we can't be disconnected. And I'll leave it at that. The final thing I'll say is, hang in there, everybody. Be well and be safe.
Awesome.
Wow.
So, Veronica, hopefully you still have something. And I still have to say something too, but we're going to let you go before me.
Oh my Lord, I've got to follow all that. Everything everybody said is so on task. It's not going to be easy 2021. As I told that one British lady on my workshop, it's all your bloody fault, right? Those bloody Brits. So we've got another something coming up in the new year. We don't know what's going to happen. All we can move forward. And I actually, Stephen, I also took a note out of your book and made some notes, so I don't just blah 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 the whole thing and laugh.
Yes.
Are you saying I blah 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 and laugh? I feel like I blah 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 and laughed.
No, I did. So you know what? And so here's the thing: is we've come through bad times. History repeats itself. Sometimes history is worse than the previous history, but it repeats itself. Bad shit happens. Okay, that's my bomb. Bad shit happens all the time. Bad shit happens in our lives, in our friends' lives, in our family lives. We just have to pull up our socks and move on, right? So that's my one thing. So because there's always new challenges, and we have to just stand up and do whatever we need to do. So when you know, and Stephen says, you know, you go out and you drive around, and there's businesses going under. There's locations that are, you know, for rent and for sale. It's terrible because, you know, the small businesses were there, and now they had to give up because they couldn't hang in there. But here's one good thing. As I was driving down one of the main roads in Houston, there was this location that was open, and suddenly one day I drove and there was a new coffee shop. I mean, what the hell? They started again. So there's always new growth. Remember, when there's big fires in Africa and I think California, right? Always big fires. And when that's done, you have new growth. So what happens is you have a big shake of the tree, right? You know, everything, all the bad things and businesses that can't sustain themselves fall away, but there's always new growth. There's always new businesses starting up. We are human, right? We are entrepreneurs. There are these amazing brains that we have, and we go, you know what? I can do that. So, and what other one? Don't get left behind. That's don't get left behind, right? My whole thing is start now. Don't look back and go, oh, well, I'll keep to the one bomb. Oh shit, I should have started it. I won't give another bomb. So don't get left behind. If you want to write that book, write the book. If you wanted to start an online, whatever we're doing, start an online thing and grow. Because whatever you start now, when you look back in a year, and we're doing lots of looking back right now in my workshops, because, you know, you got to know your numbers, which is really hard. But you got to know what your numbers are saying. So start something now. When you look back, you go, wow, I can say 2-3 sentences in Spanish, right? It's going very slow. But start something, anything, you know, become more personal. As you said, you know, you got to grow personally. Start something personally for you, because it is going to be a shit year in 2021. I'm sorry. It's going to be amazing. And it's also going to be, I won't say it again. Because,
say it again.
Yeah.
Say it
Can I
again.
say it? Can I say it? Can I say it?
No. It sounds so much better when Veronica says it.
No, right? But it's going to be peaceful, right? We might be in lockdown again. Just think of it. We might be in super lockdown again. What are we going to do? But we've got to start now.
Right.
We've got to keep everybody encouraged. And if you're going online, I mean, all of us have been going online. I'll be better at it. I always join Tim and Brian. It's amazing, right?
Yes, last show today. You'll be there in like 40 minutes.
Oh, yes. And it's Wednesday. What's good Wednesday, right?
You got it right.
Join us in 40
Right.
minutes.
That's right.
Start
Come
something.
join us.
I started a summit, right? Who the hell knows if it's going to be good or not? But if you don't try, how are you going to know it's not going to be good? So I'm just saying, start something. And one more point is, I have seen in my e-commerce customers that have really, really worked hard this year. And a lot of them, I didn't see that. And a lot of them have really struggled this year, but they have maintained and just tried new things. So you've got to try new things to keep your business going. And as Linda said, I think she did, and Nancy, you know, Nancy did a total pivot of their businesses. Stop giggling. I'm trying to be serious here. Anyway, Molly says, don't start. Don't just go, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should. Because if you don't go online, if you don't do something, how are you going to know whether you're going to be successful or not? And then try something else, right?
Yes. Become a giraffe.
Yes.
Now more than ever.
I got the giraffes in the side. So
I knew you were going to get Brian started on that.
I'm going to be the final predictor for 2021, and I think a couple things. I'm once again going to go with Chris Brogan's 3 words for 2021, but the one I want to focus on for right now is gratitude. I realize, like in the last 90 days alone, I've lost 2 friends, and I had a friend who lost a son unexpectedly, and so I think we take for granted the people in our lives. So I'm making sure that I want to make sure that I show more gratitude to those people in my life on a daily basis and not just, somebody's birthday, but just random acts of gratitude, I think is important. As far as predictions, I think what a lot of people are not thinking about, or maybe they are, and it kind of goes back to what Veronica was saying, is you have to be prepared for change. Tim and I, in some aspects, we kind of joke sometimes that we fell into being able to do what we did during the last 9 months because of what we started doing 2 years ago by live streaming. If we had not been live streaming, we would not be doing virtual events and remote production because we would be like, what do we do now? So you always have to be learning. And I think a space that people aren't really paying attention to, I call it the sleeping giant, it literally is Amazon. Amazon now has Amazon Music. They have podcasts. They're putting that stuff on Audible. They have live streaming. I have a show on Amazon Live. I would tell people, if you're thinking about having a show on Amazon, do it. Quit thinking about it, because it's a great way to monetize. We don't know what's going to happen with these social platforms. I mean, how many people are just so fed up with Facebook, as an example, and so they're looking for other outlets. I mean, there's been a bunch of new platforms pop up. Whether they'll survive or not, we don't know. Clubhouse is intriguing. I'm on there right now. Sorry, all my Android friends. And I say that because people are having unfiltered conversations in, basically, it's like a giant, audio chat room. You're making connections with people that you wouldn't otherwise do. And so that's what I think is fascinating about it. Now, will it last? I don't know. But I think, to a couple points earlier, tomorrow at midnight, the world's not suddenly going to, change. The Cinderella's not going to come up in the carriage, and, the glass slipper and everything is going to be perfect on the 1st of January. My only prediction on the 1st of January is Alabama is going to roll over Notre Dame. There you go, Tim, my sports stuff. And and so that's definitely, actually, that's more than a prediction. That's a guarantee. But yeah, I'm thankful for all of you that took the time to join us today. I know that, it was short notice, but I know Tim and I appreciate all of you, and that's why we specifically reached out to you guys to be a part of this show, and thank you, StreamYard, for allowing us to do this and continuing to work to make it easy for people to live stream. And so with that, I'm going to bring us all back in. I know we had a couple people had to go, but this has been a lot of fun.
It's been awesome. I can't even tell you how happy I was to be amongst all of you. And as kiss ass as that is, it truly is. It's like, you guys I've met a few new people today, which was wonderful. Yeah, so I wanted to drop one.
You're wonderful, Miss Nancy.
Yeah, baby face ain't as baby as people think. All right.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nancy, I've been trying to find the moose the whole time, and I think it's gone, so I can't find it.
Oh, it's Ida the Moose. Ida the Moose. You can find Ida the Moose on the Snapchat filters. I just see it. So really, this has been a great show, and to be able to be a part of it and wrap up the year with such positive people and forward-thinking people. Thank you so much for having me come back and be part of this.
Yeah, I'd love
the show turned Tim into like this potty mouth. We're all like studying.
I know, Tim, your children can't watch your show anymore.
He's ending the year strong.
I'd love to know what everybody's next show is, so this way we can all watch each other and support each other. Could we go down the line and just quickly, who's doing what next? Just one mention of their next broadcast. Who's doing what next?
35 minutes from now, What's Good Wednesday Live, ending the year off, episode 140. Come join us.
Be there.
Troy.
Jim, did I just hijack your show?
No, that's okay. Troy, what's your next show you got coming up?
I Digress podcast. New episode out as of today. Live streams. You want me on a guest? Find Troy.
And George, what about you?
I'm still working on the podcast. Nothing. I'm pretty open. So if anybody wants a live stream guest, I'm free as well. But GeorgeEatsEverywhere.com, you can find out when the next podcast is going to drop and stuff like that.
All right. And Nancy,
are we still live?
We're still live.
I think so.
What's your next show, Nancy?
My next show is every morning, but we're in a private group, so you need to ask to be part of the group. But Mornings with the Moose every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. But on every Friday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, we're out on my business page. So come on in and check us out. And you come on camera or not.
Right.
No,
Sabrina.
whatever.
No,
I don't have any live show right now. I'm thinking about a podcast, but too many things, too many ideas. So I don't want to spread myself too thin. Yeah, I used to have a weekly live show. Tim was one of the guests a few months ago, but I took a little break and probably coming back in 2021. We'll see.
Okay. And Veronica, what about you?
I just randomly pop on and off all over the place.
You're like Troy, right? Like, have me on your show.
Brian and Tim's play, and then I'm going to 2021 do regular shows on my Facebook page, e-commerce queen.
Nice.
Yes,
all
baby.
All about business.
all about business. All about
Yes,
business.
baby.
I love your voice.
And Stefan, what about you?
Oh, sorry. My next thing is actually next Thursday. I tell you, man. After the first of the year, everything just sort of zooms in, sneaks in on you. I'm moving my show to Thursdays, every other Thursday, the Spin It Social Hour. So it's going to be this Thursday, January 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm putting together a really special show right now. I'm not going to let it out of the bag, but it's going to have multiple guests, and it's going to be a really, really great, really important show.
Nice.
It's going to leave us hanging.
Well, I know I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be on with Christian Karasevich on Social Chatter. I think we're going at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then Amazon Live, I believe next week, I've got a guest coming on. I believe Ross Brand is going to join us.
Hey,
Awesome.
good old Ross.
Next week on Amazon Live. I don't know the exact time yet. I have to go find that, but most of them are at 4:00. So yeah, a couple of you here. I'm definitely going to get you on the Amazon Live show as well. And Tim, do you want to tell everyone who's going to be on next week on our show?
Yes.
Next week we have Eva Cohen, who will be talking about trust first marketing.
Yes.
Yes. So it's going to be very exciting.
And I was just going to say, and we'll only be broadcasting on the Tim and Jim Show Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as LinkedIn, I guess, Jim, right?
Yeah, we're still doing LinkedIn and Twitter for now, because that's changing too in 2021. We're not sure how.
Bye, Periscope.
A new way to connect to Twitter, but which I at least hope so. And I love what some of you are doing. Troy, you talked about this not today, but earlier on social, about how you're unfollowing or muting some of these individuals, we'll just say, that don't add value in your life. I think that's great advice as we go into the new year. Hope all of you have a happy new year. I hope it's a safe new year. 2021, I think it's going to be good for all of us. It just maybe won't be as quickly as we'd like to think, but hopefully by the summer we'll be able to go outside and do high fives and not have to have a mask. But
Hey, Stefan, let's get together at some point when it's safe to do so and do some shooting.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, and I'll connect with you right after the show.
Sounds good.
Camera.
Photography.
Tim, any final comment?
Not
This type of shooting.
This type of shooting is what Jim and I do.
No.
Not this. Right?
Well, you don't know. I'm in Texas. When you talk about shooting,
Texas, baby.
True. Save the giraffe.
This is the only big gun that I play with.
fabulous.
There you go. All right, everyone. Thank
It's
you
amazing. Thank you very much.
so much. Let's all
Happy
go
New
out.
Year.
Everybody do the Tim going
Let's all go
out.
out doing the
Everybody
Tim.
do the Tim going out.
Bye.